I love that like the daily struggle for any of my videos is just trying to get the pork's fucking face in it. Also, I talked about this in my video from yesterday, but I got a mini pork and somebody actually tweeted at me. I just remembered this, why I didn't mention it before. Somebody tweeted at me and they were like, well, now you can just have the little one in the background of your videos instead of the big one. But like, what? Why would I ever take him out? This is my backdrop. I don't believe in any other backdrop. He is just sitting in a pot on my fucking table. Hey y'all. I think that's my thing. I think that's officially become my thing, is hey y'all. I'm sweating. I actually, oh my god, okay, so you guys know that I'm trying not to drink Diet Coke anymore, or like I'm trying to cut down because I would literally have like 5 a day, and it's like 12:30 and I've already had 1 Diet Coke today, and I really want a soda right now, but I just like, I had 4 sodas yesterday, you guys. I had 2 Cokes and 2 Diet Cokes, which is better than 4 Diet Cokes, but it's still way too much soda to have in a day. But yesterday, I literally spent all day playing Toontown. I think I talked about this in my video from yesterday, but like I just feel obligated to talk about it again. And all I want to do right now is play Toontown. I had to force myself to sit down and film 2 videos just so I could play Toontown for the rest of the day. Anybody want to play? I get so distracted by my phone. I need to stop. Okay, what was I saying? Okay, I had like so many sodas yesterday because I was just sitting at my computer playing Toontown and I just like chugging soda. I'm getting a soda, but I'm having a regular Coke, so it's fine. I just cracked every bone in my body. Open up your book. Oh shit, actually you might not even have teleport access. You might have to fucking walk back. I could get on if you want to teleport to me. Actually, I'm filming a video right now. I have a problem. I'm literally in the middle of filming a video and I was about to stop just so I could fucking get on Toontown. All right, well this is going in my vid too, awesome. Okay, I hate Toontown. It's taken over my life. Oh my god, it's been 4 minutes. I'm telling Let's Not Meet stories. That's what I'm doing today. That's what we're fucking doing. I'm in a state of panic right now. I don't know what's happening. I'm a psychopath. Oh wait, I'm actually a psychopath. I actually think I'm crazy. You guys knew that though, so it's fine. I wanted to read more Let's Not Meet stories. So far I've only found 1, but I haven't really been looking that hard. So I'm gonna read this one to you guys first. I actually really like this subreddit. Like I had never found it before I started making videos on it, and I am obsessed with it, you guys. It's just so interesting. I don't know. It's not like paranormal. It's not like super fucking, actually some of them are pretty insane, but it's not like paranormal or like monsters or anything like that. It's like legit scary shit that's like real humans have done this to real humans, which is terrifying. So like always, I will have the person's username like right here or right here. I don't know which side I ever put it on until I'm editing, and I will have all the stories and all of the authors linked down below so you guys can go check out their other stories if they have any. But let's get started. This one is called The Resident That Pointed a Gun at My Head. One of my more hysterical previous residents was a woman we called Crazy Lady. I honestly don't remember her real name. We all called her that. I was pretty new when she moved in, and we should have known that she would be trouble. Our application has a line where you can write the reason you're moving away from your previous address. Most people go, put a new job, or rent was too expensive. Crazy Lady just wrote, I got raped. After she moved in, she immediately began having issues with her neighbors, which meant she was constantly in the office. Every day she would come down to the office yelling at me as if the world was going to end because of her imaginary problems. She said she saw a cat outside of her apartment, likely a feral cat or maybe another apartment's pet that had escaped. She demanded that we catch and remove it or she would put out poisoned food for it. She called 911 so many times to report false alarm fires. She'd seen steam coming out of the exterior vents for the laundry, that the fire department told us they'd start finding us if she kept calling them. Her next door neighbor was another girl who owned a dog. The Crazy Lady wanted us to evict the girl with the dog because she was regularly attacking her. She claimed her neighbor was leaving dog poop outside the door in an attempt to lure raccoons so that they would attack her. What the fuck? I looked into the situation and I found out that the girl who owned the dog had a small trash can outside of her apartment where she sometimes would leave her dog poop bags after walking him. I talked to the girl and she said she typically would come home from work at lunchtime to walk her dog. After picking up the dog poop, she would place it in the trash can while finishing up her lunch break. She would then empty the little trash can into the nearby dumpster along with her kitchen trash before heading back to work. This seemed like a reasonable explanation, but I still asked her to not leave the trash can out front of her apartment. It's still a little bit gross. So she moved in inside her apartment. This should have resolved the issue, but it did not. The Crazy Lady insisted that her neighbor was still leaving fresh dog poop outside of her front door and that she'd step in it. We asked her to show us where this supposedly happened, but she would always clean it up before we could see anything. At night, she would call the emergency maintenance number dozens of times to scream and cry that a poop raccoon was attacking her and holding her hostage in her apartment. Okay, actually me. Eventually she started yelling at her neighbor when they would cross paths, until finally the girl with the dog moved away. Her apartment then sat empty for a couple of months. But still, the issues with the dog poop mysteriously continued. One day she called me down to her apartment where dog feces was smeared all over her front door. She told me her neighbor must have done this and demanded we evict her, at which time I notified her there was no neighbor left to evict. About halfway through Crazy Lady's residency, our local cable provider did a mandatory equipment upgrade citywide. It sucked because it was on very short notice and during an inconvenient time of the year. We didn't have a choice, however. Either we upgrade the equipment or all the residents would lose internet and cable. We posted letters to all the residents, letting them know that in a few days we would be entering with the cable company to switch out their equipment. The letter also explained what would happen if they didn't get the new equipment. Then the equipment swap arrived, and when we got to the Crazy Lady's apartment, I knocked on the door. Crazy Lady through the door. Go away. Me. We're here to swap out your cable equipment. Go away. We need to swap out your cable equipment. If you don't let the cable company swap it out, you'll lose services. I heard her disengage multiple locks as she swung the door open enough to pop her head out. As her head came around the door, so did her hand with a gun. She had it pointed at me, inches away from my face. Her finger was on the fucking trigger. I would have a panic attack. I think I would actually have a panic attack. I said, go away. I'm not letting you in. I won't let you rape me. Oh my God. Okay, fine. But if you don't let him install the equipment now, don't come crying to me when your internet is down. Of course, the next day she lost internet, so she was back down in the office demanding we fix the problem. I told her again that it was her own fault and that she'd have to go to the cable store herself to pick up her equipment and schedule the installation. After that, I tried my best to not have to deal with her. One of our office rules was that if you did have to deal with her, you'd have to have a buddy with you in case she would attack. Thankfully, we were reaching the end of her lease, and given the number of problems we had, we couldn't imagine she'd want to stay. My last 4 major encounters with her were as follows. 1. She installed a screen on her patio, damaging the building. We told her she had to remove it. She came down to the office and told me the screen was there to protect her from burglars. I told her she did not get permission to alter the building and that she would be charged for any damages. The next day she came to the office crying that someone tried to break into her apartment. There was a small hole cut into the screen. The only thing that saved me from getting raped was this screen. 2. Crazy Lady came to the office demanding we replace her appliances with stainless steel, energy-efficient appliances. All of the apartments have the same standard white appliances. There was nothing wrong with her appliances, so I told her no. The next day she called the office to report that her stove had exploded. She managed to save herself by putting out the fire with her fire extinguisher. I went to inspect the damages and there was crud from the extinguisher on every surface of the apartment. Since we were clearly at fault for the explosion, she demanded we buy her new furniture as well. The fire department came in shortly after to report to us that they were investigating for false reports. Their inspection of the apartment found no evidence of a fire ever occurring. She just sprayed the extinguisher on everything. They also suspected her previous break-in call was falsified as well. 3. Given everything that happened with her, upper management decided not to renew Crazy Lady. I had to post a note to her letting her know she'd have to move out at the end of her lease. She came down to the office crying to me that her life was so unfair and that I was targeting her. She begged that we allowed her to renew. When I told her upper management decision was final, she began to scream, grabbing things from my desk and throwing them around the office. She told me I was out to get her and she'd make sure I paid. She only left after I called the courtesy officer. 4. The night after being told she was getting kicked out, Crazy Lady's foot went through her floor. She called emergency maintenance claiming she was injured. 2 of the maintenance techs, how do you even do that? Like, you literally just have to sit there and like shove your foot. Like, there's no way that in my life I could ever have enough force to shove my foot through this floor. 2 of the maintenance techs went out and found that she'd cut a hole in the floor just big enough to slide her foot through it. The hole was also in the closet between the AC and water heater, somewhere a resident wouldn't normally walk without intentionally maneuvering to get their foot into the small gap. At least make it look like an accident, like put it in the fucking kitchen or something. She wasn't injured, but she came to tell me the next day that she was going to sue me and my employer for providing a dangerous living environment. And then like that, it was over. She moved out the next day and I never saw her again. Possibly the scariest part of the whole thing was that she was an ER nurse. I can't imagine how many people have been under her care, unaware of how mentally unstable she is. Oh my God. And then it says TLDR, Crazy Lady did a lot of things, including a fake break-in, fake a fire, and pointed a gun at my face. Wait, that's actually fucking insane. I would have evicted that bitch after she shoved a gun in my face. I'd be like, I'm just trying to help. I'm just trying to help you out. That's why these stories are so insane. It's like, the paranormal ones are so scary to me and they freak me the fuck out, but these are like real people doing these to real people. Like what? What human is that crazy? Okay, this one's called Rumors That Almost Got Me Killed. So let me start by saying this is my first post here and I really hope my last. I've been struggling with this for a few years now and I still have a hard time talking about it. First, some backstory so you can understand the history I had with him and why it messed me up so badly. Almost 12 years ago, I met a guy, Charlie, online in a video game. I have a friend named Charlie from a video game. We played together for a while, talked every day. Eventually exchanged phone numbers, started texting, calling, and inevitably developing feelings for each other. I decide that I'm an adultish woman at the ripe age of 19, almost 20, and that I should make the 3,000-mile move to be with this guy. At this point, we had been talking for almost 2 years, and I felt confident in this choice. He promises me everything a girl could ever want in a relationship, and I fall for it. Hook, line, and sinker. I arrive in a southern Texas town. Okay, wait, is this like actually my story? Because what the fuck? He picks me up from the airport and we drive to his house. We planned I would live in his grandmother's house, being as it was vacant and could afford the rent. He said his grandmother had passed away and it was something that he had cleared with his aunt and I was all good to move in. He originally told me he would move in with me too, which never happened. The first red flag should have been when he hid me in the house. He never got permission for me to live there and it turned out the house was going to be sold in a few weeks. I ended up on the couch of his parents' house, whom he lived with. His family is very religious, and he didn't want to let them down by finding somewhere else for us. So I lived with them for a few months, paying rent by cooking and cleaning for his family. I got a part-time job working with Charlie at a major clothing retailer. This is very important later on. I go to his church and I fit in with his group of friends, and everything was great. His family likes me, and I'm really enjoying my time in Texas. The second red flag I missed was his hesitation to introduce me as his girlfriend. He would simply introduce me as his friend and tell people we're just friends. In private though, it was the opposite. He would tell me he loved me, how much he cared for me, and that he couldn't wait for us to live together. Everyone knew Charlie and I were together, but he denied it hard. After 6 months of this, I'm approached by some girl whose name I don't remember, and she basically tells me I've stolen her man, that one day some girl's going to weasel her way in like I did and I'll know her pain. Then she leaves and I never see her again. Fast forward about 2 or 3 years and I'm finally catching on about this shit. I'm tired of being told in public that I'm not his girlfriend, but in private how much he loves me. We're on and off again at this point, but we still have feelings for each other and decided to finally give it a real go. A new girl, Lucy, starts to work with us and they become fast friends, her calling at all hours to complain about a jerk boyfriend. I instantly had a bad feeling about her. I hated her, but I tried so hard to like her and be friends, inviting her over for drinks, taking her to concerts, you name it, I tried it against my better judgment. Her birthday came up and he takes her to lunch while I'm working. I see this picture he posted of her on Facebook, and the look she has given him in the picture, I just know he's screwing her. My heart sinks. So I confronted him and he tells me it's an unfair question to ask. So I break up with him but decided to stay friends. Biggest mistake of my life. Lucy starts talking about Charlie and his skills in bed, bad-mouthing him, spreading rumors at work. Okay, what? She was spreading rumors at work, just crazy stuff, and she blames me. Around this time, Charlie's also passed over for promotion at work and makes an offhanded comment about how he's going to shoot up the store because of this. Another red flag that I totally, oh my god. Okay, first of all, I didn't even know this one had anything to do with a gun. Okay, I guess we have a recurring theme going on with this video. Charlie was let go and rumors run wild. I stay silent because of an investigation at work about the rumors and the comment Charlie made about the shooting, and I wanted no part of this mess. About a week, maybe 2 later, Charlie asks me to go to the movies with him, and I said I would go. He then kidnapped me, taking me into the back country, far, far away from anywhere, the middle of nowhere. This just escalated so fucking fast. He parks the car and I feel super scared at this point. He hasn't said a word in over 30 minutes and I don't have cell phone service. He pulls out a gun, cocks it, points it at me, and tells me to tell the truth or he'll kill me. I started crying, telling him I have no idea what he's on about, and he pulls the trigger. It's empty. He cocks it again and points it again, telling me I need to tell the truth and that we're playing Russian roulette and I would die if I kept lying. He did this 3 more times. Each time it was empty. I'm in hysterics at this point. I can't breathe. I'm crying so hard. He tosses the gun in the back seat with a laugh and says, "I'm just playing with you. I wanted to see if you'd kept your story straight. I had to be sure who was lying to me. I'm glad it's not you. You're a great friend." What the fuck? And he drives us back to town for the movies, talking the whole time like nothing was wrong. This man is a psychopath. This man, oh. What? I'm terrified still, and I know I have to get away, so I excuse myself halfway into the movie. I go into the restroom, call a friend to pick me up, and then I call the cops. When it was all said and done, they couldn't do anything to him because he never actually hurt me, and he didn't have the gun when they came to his house, and I had no proof of anything that happened. I went into hiding, and later found out that he had planned this out with Lucy, and this was her way to get rid of me because she was jealous. He went on to date Lucy for a few more years. Oh my god. I've been hiding from him for 5 years now and eventually cut all contact with mutual friends when one of them was having lunch with me and told Charlie about it. I thankfully left before he was able to show up. He apparently wanted to talk to me. I hope we never meet again. Oh, like this stuff is, I have no words. That is terrifying. I just feel like there's no other way to describe that other than that is so terrifying. What is with people and guns? Why do we need guns? Why, people, why? Okay, I think I'm gonna read one more. My camera's gonna stop recording. I don't know why I do that. Every time I start recording, I'm just like, okay, we're gonna read one more because those are pretty long. Okay, this one's called The Man in the White Truck. I've had my fair share of things that I wish to never happen again. I'm from a small town, and it's technically a village because of the population. You have to drive 10 miles to get to a store kind of town. It was the morning of my oldest daughter's 2nd birthday, and I already made her a cake and had all the decorations put up. I wanted to go into town and pick up a few last-minute things. I'm cheap, so I shop at dollar stores, and the only grocery store in the area was a mom-and-pop shop. The stores were arranged in 2 shopping centers across the street from each other. I headed to the dollar store not thinking much. I always have a smile. I'm from the South, and my mama raised me with manners. So no matter a person's age or sex, I will hold doors and say yes ma'am or no sir. As I'm heading into the dollar store, I spot a gentleman. I nod, keep going, shop, and check out. As I head out the parking lot, I see a white truck turn on and head across the street to the same area I'm going to. No big deal, it's a small town. I see that the man in the white truck was in the vehicle as I entered the grocery store. I shop, check out, then head to my car. I was sort of zoning out. I took my time, balanced my checkbook, and then I headed to the next store. As I pulled into the next parking lot, I saw the same white truck. I decided to circle back to the original store I first stopped at and rushed in. The cashier that had just checked me out said, "Did you forget something, hun?" I told her, "No, ma'am. I think I'm being followed." She described the man I had been seeing and asked, "Y'all aren't together? He left right after you and I thought you guys were together." I laughed it off and told her what my name was and said, "If I go missing, you're the last person to see me." That's even just scary on its own. Like, even as a joke, it's a little scary. She came outside with me, a phone in hand, to call the police if I needed them, and walked me to my car. We didn't see the man in the white truck again, so I decided to head home and chalk it off to paranoia. As I was about to head home, I see the white truck pull out from a car wash and they're following me. Now I know I'm not paranoid. I was speeding through town hoping to get pulled over. I floored it through the only traffic light and took several side roads to make sure I lost this guy. I got home and told my dad and husband what had happened. They asked me, did the truck have anything on it? Decals, dents, something that made it stand out? I drew out some logo and what letters I thought I saw. It seemed to be a company truck. A week went by and my dad said he had someone look into it, and there was a company that matched the logo I described. He called it, talked with somebody, and explained what happened, and their response was, "Again?" My reaction was like, what do you mean, again? I know that I should have called the cops when this was happening. As a 22-year-old, I don't think I fully grasped what could have happened. Now I carry, a gun. Okay, another gun in the fucking story. Now I carry a .357 in case we ever meet again. I'm assuming that's a gun. I know nothing about guns. I've said this before. I've had my fair share of weird things that have happened to me. I've had a lot of weird people in my life. Like, I constantly feel like people are following me, so like, I feel you. But this stuff is so crazy to me. Like, it's like a whole different level of scary stories. But I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know if you guys want to see more of these. I think you guys are really enjoying them. I hope so, because they keep doing them, because I enjoy them. Also, if there are any other subreddits that you guys know about and you guys want me to like read from them or react to anything from them, let me know, because I feel like there's just like 7 million subreddits that I don't even know about yet, and I love Reddit. I love it. But okay, I'm gonna honestly go play Toontown now. Also, by the way, I'm at VidCon. If you guys are at VidCon this weekend, obviously this video is pre-recorded, but I'm at VidCon. So if you guys are here, let me know. Tweet at me, message me, say hi to me, hug me. I'm here and I'm alive. But anyways, I will see you in the next one. Bye. Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming. Oh my god, have you guys seen Incredibles yet? I haven't, but I need to. I don't know why I haven't seen it yet. I'm just a lazy piece of shit. I just want to play Toontown. That's all I want. See ya.